Karen and
Pluto.
here for Karen and Pluto's Not Another Review channel with another movie review. Like I said, these ones that we're recording right now, this one suggested all of them.
Yep, and they're good.
So, and they were good, decent. So,
You like this one?
well, oh God, excuse me.
You're a pig.
That just
Gross.
came out of nowhere. That wasn't very, very nice of me, but one thing I never claimed to be was
All right,
very nice.
come on. Get to the movie. This is good.
So our movie for tonight is Sorority House Massacre.
Yes, only watched 2.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw
Or
the
Hard to
first
Die.
one.
Third one's cool.
And then I have seen the third one. It's from 1990, rated R, about an hour and 17 minutes.
Minus credits.
Yeah, I was going to check officially.
No, wait, the credits are longer.
Yeah.
It's about an hour and 15 minutes with credits.
Yeah, give it something like without. Yeah, I'm assuming it's rated R. I was going to double check.
It might not be not rated.
It might be not rated, but I kind of forgot. So
don't think this was at the theater.
Yeah. So basically, this movie kind of starts with the movie about 3/4 of the way in, I would say. So it shows this girl sitting.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember.
In her half top and underwear and socks and funky her little slippers.
Good way to start a movie.
Holding a knife, saying she knows I know you're out there. Come out, and she has a cut across her chest, and she's like, "You really hurt me." So then we go back to the flashback. So basically, we start out. There are these 5 girls that pull up in front of this wreck of a house for sale. And it's basically going to be their new sorority house. So our sorority girls that we have showing up are Janie, Linda, Kim, Susie. I forgot one. Jessica. That's what it was. Jessica.
That's the one I like.
Yeah. I think I liked Kim.
And the other one. Kim and Jessica.
Yeah. So anyways, they're going on about, fixing this place up with the money they're going to get from
you should make your house a sorority house.
Call it, yeah. And everything that they're going to be able to fix this place up really, really nice. And of course, we see the creepy neighbor across the street watching them.
He's cool.
So the girls eventually go in the house, and they're basically planning on spending the night, even though there's no power, no phone, but they have to be there for early the next morning because furniture is being delivered, and the electric company and the phone company showing up to connect stuff. So eventually, the girls are hanging out. Basically, Janie starts talking about how they got this house so cheap.
Yep.
And basically, she explains that I put Clyde, but it's actually Clive Hockstetter, had murdered his whole family.
Yes, Clive, not Clyde.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was Clyde, but it was Clive later. Spoilers, FYI, if you haven't figured that out by now, I do spoilers in my videos. The other girls kind of get upset with Janie that she didn't tell them the truth. And she goes, well, what was I supposed to do? You guys put me in charge. I got a good deal. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so as I put here, the next scene, insert convenience store. So basically we have a storm going on the rest of the movie.
I thought you said convenience store.
Convenience storm.
Oh.
Yeah, the convenience store down the street.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
So the girls are kind of hanging out, eating random junk food and everything. All of a sudden, the creepy neighbor shows up.
He's not creepy.
Orville Ketchum, even though I kept writing ketchup. Orville Ketchum. He basically kind of explains to the girls, he found the family. He wasn't able to stop what happened. While he's explaining the story, they use clips from the first Slumber Party Massacre movie.
Very good. You got
to explain the murders, except the characters' names are different.
That's funny.
And I was asking Bluto, I said, well, was somebody working on both of them? And he said, the producer or somebody.
Roger Corman, I think.
Worked on both movies.
Well, he distributed them. So, look it up.
Yeah. So, he basically goes on and says, I got paid to keep an eye on the place and clean the place up. And, Janie kind of introduces everybody and says they're the new owners. And Ketchum goes, oh, well, then you're going to need this. So, he reaches down in his pants, and you're not sure what he's going to pull out when he pulls out the key to the basement.
Oh, you know what he's going to pull out. The keys. Why not?
So, and I'm going to start coughing now. Excuse me 1 second.
Okay. It's all good. We get to the good part coming up.
We also discussed that there was some product placement in this.
Oh, yeah.
So, we cut away eventually to Ketchum. He's sitting in his house by himself watching a slasher movie while eating raw meat. And then eventually it shows him looking at all these news articles about the murder, and then the final one says that Elvis lives. With somebody pointing something out to me regarding that Elvis lives one.
What?
What did you say about it? Anagram?
Yeah.
Anagram? I couldn't remember if that was
Elvis.
Yeah, because lives is an anagram of Elvis.
Just a fun fact.
It's just funny. So we go back to the girls at the house. They go and unlock the basement door, and they all go downstairs. There's a bunch of random stuff down there, and I think it's Jessica finds a Ouija board.
I remember.
So they're all like, oh, well, we should go use it. You know, very bright idea.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah. And you made a comment at this point about the Ouija board.
Yep. What?
Are you going to share?
Yeah, Ouija should have been this movie.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah, pretty much.
I remember.
So we cut away to this random outside the city scene, and there's this cop directing traffic due to flooding. And then these other two cops show up wanting to get through, and the cop that's directing traffic's like, no, you're not going to be able to get through. The road's flooded or something.
Or something.
Yeah, or whatever.
What else would it be?
So,
it's raining, what else would it be?
Yeah, I don't know, it might be earthquake. Anyways, the female cop is like, to the male cop, like, why are you so obsessed about getting a call and a disturbance call from this particular house? So they go back in the car, and the male officer explains that he was one of the first responding officers when Hochstetter killed his family, and it was just weird that they got a disturbance call from that address.
Who called?
We never figured that out, considering the phones don't work either. Weird. And the male cop kind of thinks it was more the neighbor, Ketchum, who was the murderer and not Hochstetter. So we cut away, and I have a note here. Insert random shower scene. So I'm thinking you guys could figure out what's going on. Kim
I like that part.
Is taking a cold shower because they don't have any electric.
Yeah.
And of course, they are focusing on her setting up her ass and her boobs and everything.
Boobs.
You know,
she wants to get all clean.
The typical thing. And then,
you like that part?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I liked it.
Then Jessica comes in and
that part's funny.
Scares the crap out of Kim. And
what does she say? Do I look like Hochstetter?
Yeah.
Then she shows her boobs.
Come on.
How could you forget that part?
So, Ketchum is continuing to watch the house. Well, eventually, after the girls all get changed for bed and their little lingerie stuff, basically, they all gather like in the living room with the Ouija board, and they say about contacting Hochstetter. They called the planchette something else.
The divider.
Yeah, they called it something else because
I was like, what?
Ludo goes, I thought it was a planchette or something.
Yeah.
I said, that's what I always knew it as. But
maybe they
eventually, at one point, it flies off the Ouija board and I think goes into the fireplace. So at that point, everyone's like, okay, we're done. Let's go get some sleep. So Linda, Kim, and Jessica are in the one room. And Jessica's kind of acting weird at this point while Kim and Linda are joking about a couple things. And Linda has a little bit of like a English accent. So just, to forewarn you, and Bluto said something, he thought that she did some porn prior to this movie over in England or something. I totally forgot to check.
Look it up, leave a comment if you know.
So,
if you see any of those movies, let me know what they're called.
Yeah, so those three are in there, but Jessica's acting like kind of strange at this point. And then we cut over to Janie and Susie in another room. And they're talking. Well, eventually comes out Susie's dating this boy that Janie, I don't know, had dated or liked. And Janie gets kind of upset.
Who cares?
And leaves the room. And she's like, she was asking if there was any more tequila. And Susie goes, yeah, I guess. Susie's kind of ditzy too. And she's like, well, I just feel I need a drink. Well, so Janie goes downstairs. Susie kind of stays up there. So Janie eventually finds the tequila at the bottom of the steps on the banister, which I don't know how it got left there. And so she's walking around downstairs drinking it. She eventually goes to stand by like the counter in the kitchen. It's like separates from the dining room. And while she's standing there, all of a sudden this black figure comes up behind her with a meat hook, pulls her over, and you just see blood splatter.
Great effect. It looks funny.
And I put a note on here, like when they're because they go and start looking for the girls.
Yep.
There's no electricity in the house.
Nope.
They have candles burning.
Yep.
But those candles are giving off an awful lot of light.
They're really good candles.
Just watch.
They're good candles.
Just watch.
Oh, I was watching all right.
So
the candles.
The girls eventually all, like Susie goes looking for Janie, can't find her, goes gets the other girls. They split up. Two go upstairs, two go downstairs. I think Susie and Kim that go upstairs, and then Jessica and Linda go downstairs. Well, they eventually find the broken tequila bottle. And they're like, well, where's she at? Maybe she went down the basement. They're all yelling for Janie and everything. Susie and Kim find the attic. And they're like, no, Janie went up there. And Susie's like, come on. And this one was commenting on the view as the girls are walking.
I like the costume designs.
Up the steps. So eventually Susie and Kim are both upstairs. Kim gets kind of freaked out and leaves. Well, Susie's walking around and she gets caught in a bear trap that's in the attic.
Because I would have a bear trap.
Yeah, it's just like very random, and she's, of course, screaming and bleeding. Our Hulk friend shows up, and Susie's gone.
Okay, the slicker guy.
Yep. I know what you did last summer. Yeah.
This movie's not better than that.
So, the next scene's a cutaway to a strip club. These last two movies have been, actually, no. Well, yeah, the first, only one of the movies we reviewed didn't have a strip club.
Well, it's Lockup.
Yeah, I was saying two, but I was like, oh wait, yeah, barbed wire. Anywho, the cops are there, and they're talking about the dancer on stage. They need to talk to her. Her name's Candace, and the male cop makes a comment. I guess she was one of the neighbors' chicks that survived. But at one point, he makes a comment about her being the only survivor.
So he does say that.
Yeah, because you mentioned it to me. But then later, when they're talking to Candace and talking about the case and asking if she remembers anything, he asks her how her sister's doing.
Weird, right?
So a little flub up there. So basically, he's trying to prove that Ketchum was involved with this case. So, sorry guys, I bumped the table. Earthquake.
All right.
I don't know. I'm getting silly now. So we go back to the house.
That's supposed to be the silly one.
Yeah.
Serious.
So anyways, we go back to the house. The girls are now they're still looking for Janie, but now they're also looking for Susie. They can't find her. So there's somebody also lurking around outside, which you don't know. Is it the killer? Is it Ketchum? Is Ketchum the killer? Is it some random other guy from another movie? Is it, what's his face from Sorority Massacre?
Russ Thorne.
Yeah, I couldn't think of
the guitar.
Yeah, no, Russ Thorne, because of the pictures they used. You know what I mean, the movie clips they used.
It'd been cool to be in a second one.
So they eventually go down to the basement, and they're looking around for stuff, and eventually Linda's standing over in the one part, and she's like getting all freaked out. And all of a sudden she goes, oh, something's dripping on me, and she puts her flashlight up, and they find Susie and Janie's body's dripping blood down on them. So the girls freak out, go running upstairs. They go running out the front door and catch them standing across the street just staring at them.
And they show what else?
Wet t-shirts. Because it's raining.
Not t-shirt, but their little nighties on. Yeah. They're standing out the rain for a long time.
Yeah, so you can see a little bit of everything. So
that sounds good to me.
They're basically freaking because they're like, oh my God, he's the killer. And he starts coming over. So they freak out, run back in the house. And they're saying about locking all the windows and everything up.
Lock all the windows and the boards on them.
Yeah. Lock the doors, lock the windows and everything. Eventually, it's funny because the one scene they show, the three girls are sitting in front of the fireplace holding knives. And if you saw the first time Sorority Massacre, there's a scene like that in there.
She eats pizza.
Yeah. But they don't eat pizza in this one. So they're sitting there and they think they hear a noise up in the attic. And they're like, I think Kim was supposed to go up and lock the windows. And they're like, Kim, did you lock? And she's like, and she goes, I was afraid. So they all go upstairs. And they're kind of looking around the attic. And it's kind of almost like a sex dungeon up there because there's like some sex toys, some whips, nipple clips. Yeah, clips, clamps. Yeah, 50 Shades.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do.
Unfortunately, you do.
And here, the windows weren't locked. And so Jessica locks the windows and like, see, everything's fine. Well, then they turn around and see a wet shoe print. So they're like, oh, crap, he's in the house. Kim gets panicked, runs away in a panic. Jessica tells Linda to stay there. She'll go get Kim. So Ketchup is Ketchup. See, there we go. Ketchup is in the house, and I think Kim runs into him, freaks out, runs back. She ends up in the bathroom where she ends up getting killed. Our hook friend breaks through the door.
But they don't really show it.
Right, they don't show it or anything, but
guess they ran out of budget.
Ketchum actually eventually gets up to the attic. Linda's hiding. When he's looking around, she goes over and stabs him. They fight. She like beats the shit out of him, like stabs him, strangles him.
That's funny.
And he like, they think he's dead, but he's not dead.
They never are.
Susie. No, I put Susie. Oh my God. Linda comes down from the attic and is calling to the others. Well, eventually she finds Kim dead in the bathtub. But Kim kind of comes up and says one more thing, and she says Jessica, and then falls back over.
Oh, I just remember seeing that part because they show her boobs.
Right. So, and I think Linda's thinking, oh, I got to find Jessica to get out of here. So she goes walking downstairs, and all of a sudden the phone starts ringing. And so she's like, what's going on? So she goes over and picks it up and answers it. And it's somebody asking for Clive. And Linda's like, no, there's nobody here. And the voice goes, well, this is his wife, and I know he's there. And, other goofy stuff starts happening. And the basement door kind of goes open a little bit. So Linda goes downstairs trying to find Jessica. And when she gets down there, Jessica's voice starts calling to Linda. So Linda's going trying to find Jessica, and all of a sudden Jessica comes around the corner dressed in men's clothes and speaking in a male voice and basically says, I am Clive Hochstetter. So basically we have a chase, fight scene ensues. And then, so Jessica's basically possessed.
Yep.
Like I said, she was acting weird, earlier after they did the whole Ouija board thing and everything. And then this kind of picks up from the beginning scene with Linda hiding, calling Clive to come out and everything. Yep. So Clive says / Jessica basically says about killing and that she's going to kill her and everything else. Trying to think. Ketchum comes downstairs. He's not dead, even though he has a knife out of him, a chain hanging from his neck. He's bloody. Ketchum knows it's Hochstetter, Clive, and he says something
all the time.
And Jessica / Clive is like, hi, neighbor. And Ketchum's going on, I was too late last time, and I'm not going to be late this time. So they kind of start fighting, and Ketchum eventually gets knocked out.
It's funny.
After he stabbed him a couple times. Well, then Jessica / Clive turns to Linda, and Linda goes and kills Jessica like through the throat. And then it's eventually Jessica as she dies. And then the next day we have the cops showing up, and a mover was like, and they're looking because it's like they find Ketchum's body and Jessica's body, but you don't know where Linda is. And the mover kind of says, I got here at 8 o'clock this morning. Nobody answered the door. I came in and I just found the place this way. And I guess it's starting to smell and everything. So he gets freaked out and like, I have to go because he's going to throw up.
Yep.
So the cops are kind of like looking around like, oh, okay. And everything. Well, all of a sudden one of the boxes falls. And then Linda stands up and she's possessed by Hochstetter. All of a sudden, Ketchum's eyes open up. He wrestles the male cop that was throughout the movie, stands in front of him with his gun and starts shooting at Linda to kill him to basically take care of Hochstetter.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden Ketchum gets pushed away by the one cop, and the other two cops start firing him up, and
they shoot him with shotguns.
And then they go and check on him, and they're like, he's still alive.
He's tough.
So they end up getting in the ambulance and everything, and they're going on, like, they're showing the credits, picture scenes with everybody. And then they're saying about, like, was there a news thing about, like, he was being arrested for the murders and possibly charged for the other murders? I can't remember.
No.
Okay, maybe not. But
there was a news thing where he was released from the hospital.
Yeah, at the end.
With a hot nurse with him.
Not at the end, but they kind of break away in the credits. And there's a news report about Ketchum being released from the hospital. He's not going to serve any time because there's not enough evidence to convict him. And he's sitting in a wheelchair all bandaged up, waving with a nurse. And they're like, good luck to you, man. And then the rest of the credits roll. So, like I said, this one, it's funny.
Great movie.
If you guys like some tits and ass, as I keep saying.
Who doesn't?
It's good. It's a silly, corny possession movie. It's nothing to be taken serious.
Yeah, this could be a possession movie.
The third one is actually called, what's it called?
Hard to Die.
Hard to Die. I don't know if they don't refer to it as Sorority House Massacre 3, do they? But
No,
it's kind of like a lot of the same character. I mean, the only character that's the same is Ketchum in that one. But a lot of the other actresses that were in this one are in that one, but they play different characters. So, we'll probably have to review that one at some point. I did see it once. It's comical. It's along the lines
Maybe
of
we'll watch the first one, but it's all right.
We'll see. But that is pretty much it for this review, unless this one has anything else to add.
I want this movie on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I forgot you did say that. Well, that and Junior.
Yep.
So
and Hard to Die. Put that one on Blu-ray too.
So that's Bluto's high order right now. But please remember to like, comment, subscribe, bell icon so you know when we post new content. Help share the page. It would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to get the hiccups. Amazon wish list is posted. So if you would like to help us with any movies on there, that'd be, appreciated. Excuse me. If there's something you want us to review and you're willing to purchase for us, let me know. I'll add it to the list. Like I said, no pressure. Be just great if you want to help out the channel a little bit.
Cool.
Check out my other channel, K-Doll Games, Toys, and More, toy and game reviews. A little more kid-friendly over there. This one pops up there every so often as well.
Whenever you want me there.
I think that's it. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.